At the base of Mount Girnar sits a site with 5,000 years of history. According to Puranic legend, Shiva and Parvati were traveling over these hills when their divine garment fell, consecrating the waters of the Mrigi Kund. Most of the year, travel guides sell this exact image, a quiet, stone architectural marvel surrounded by still water and peaceful mountain trails. But depending on the week you arrive, that quiet retreat vanishes, replaced by hundreds of thousands of pilgrims gathering for India's most intense displays of ascetic devotion. If you book a trip based on an off-season travel vlog, you might accidentally walk right into an overwhelming 100,000-person religious festival. Your calendar date dictates everything. Pick the wrong week, and your peaceful hike turns into a logistical nightmare. Pick the right one, and you get exactly the experience you prepared for. The Bhavnath experience is strictly binary. There is no middle ground. You have to weigh two specific variables to make this decision: the physical toll of the trip and the density of the crowds. Option 1 is the serene visit. This requires low physical strain and features low crowd density. Option 2 is the Maha Shivratri Mela, which maxes out the chart with extreme physical strain and maximum crowd density. You have to explicitly choose between optimizing for architectural peace or cultural spectacle. Let's look at the actual costs of each. The Maha Shivratri Mela happens in February or March. It is the absolute epicenter of ascetic devotion. The draw here is witnessing the midnight Maha Puja and the arrival of the Naga sadhus, who descend from the mountains covered in ash. Before the main procession, these ascetics perform a mandatory ritual bath in the holy Mrigi Kund. If you want to push the physical limits of this pilgrimage, you join the Lili Parikrama. This is a grueling 37-kilometer spiritual hike circling the holy hills of Mount Girnar. You are walking steep, packed stone stairways for days. The sheer volume of people alters the safety realities for first-time visitors. The local infrastructure is stretched to its absolute limit. The Gujarat state government issues official advisories explicitly warning visitors to move in groups, never alone, due to the intense crowding and revelry. Optimizing for the Mela requires sacrificing personal comfort, privacy, and standard safety norms. You trade those away for a direct immersion into Hindu mysticism. If that sounds miserable, you look to the off-season, specifically post-monsoon in September and October, or winter between November and January. The logistics completely invert. You get guaranteed parking, easy access to the nearby dam, and zero sensory overload. Without 100,000 people bumping into you, you can actually examine the temple's architectural anomalies. This diagram highlights what makes the structure unusual. Unlike standard circular basins, Bhavnath features a square thalu, and the Gamukhi, or waterspout, is positioned on the left side instead of the right. The primary lingam itself even holds a natural Om shape. But the serene visit comes with a heavy caveat regarding access. The temple enforces a strict dress code, prohibiting shorts or sleeveless tops. Furthermore, non-Hindus are generally denied entry into the inner sanctum entirely. The off-season trip guarantees physical comfort and a close look at the history, but it costs you the iconic cultural spectacle, and for some, full interior access. We can weigh the exact trade-offs of these two timelines side by side. First, the primary draw. You are choosing between witnessing raw cultural devotion versus enjoying architectural peace. Next, the physical toll. The Mela demands a grueling 37-kilometer hike, while the off-season offers gentle, easy walks. Finally, the restrictions. Festival attendees must travel in groups for safety, whereas off-season visitors must navigate strict dress codes and religious entry bans. Internalizing this specific matrix is the absolute only way to prevent matching the wrong expectations to the wrong calendar date. Let's map out your final decision based on your personal travel profile and goals. The decision starts with one question: what is the primary motive for your trip? If you are a devout pilgrim, a cultural photographer, or an experienced traveler seeking raw spectacle, you take the Mela path. If you are traveling with family, going solo, or prioritizing history over intensity, you take the serenity path. This requires you to travel strictly in groups, accept basic tent lodging, and prepare your body for overwhelming density. You need to book between September and January, pack modest clothing, and respect the inner sanctum restrictions. Neither choice is superior to the other. The only true mistake is choosing a path that contradicts your physical readiness. The Bhavnath Temple and Mount Girnar carry 5,000 years of mythological weight. Chasing famous festival photos without serious logistical preparation is dangerous. The true value of Bhavnath lies in its extreme duality. It serves two entirely different purposes perfectly, but never at the same time. Lock in your travel month strictly based on your personal risk tolerance and religious background. Ignore generic travel advice that doesn't factor in the calendar. Do not chase the spectacle if you aren't prepared for the reality of the crowd. Choose the version of Bhavnath that matches exactly what you are ready to endure.